Toastmasters International is a near-century-old organization helping its members grow in the area of public speaking and leadership abilities. As per the mission of Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are some ground rules we request all the audience to follow to keep the meeting productive. Keep your mic on mute unless you are delivering a session or ask a question. Keep your phone in silent mode during the meeting when you speak, so that does not create any disturbances. Please fix your name with the TM underscore if you are a Toastmaster and as a guest underscore for a guest. As much as possible, keep your video on so that speaker gets near live experience and gets motivated by your responses. Please stay in a professional posture when you are on video. Kindly stay throughout the meeting and enjoy the Toastmaster experience. Do not exit abruptly from the meeting. Team has taken pains over the past week to conduct this meeting. It will be an insult to exit the meeting abruptly and is not dignified manners. In case of urgent needs, please mention about exit politely and do so. Please keep the chat window always open in the corner and use it for any quick communication when the meeting is in progress. Use it your communications too. With this, I would like to introduce our presiding officer for today's meeting. He's a Toastmaster since 2009 and looking for every opportunity to define his leadership and communication skills. He's a Toastmaster, Saravana. Let's put hands together to welcome presiding officer for today. Toastmaster Saravana, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Medley. Good afternoon, Toastmasters as well as guests. How are you all doing? Excellent. With the sound of this gavel, I declare a meeting 6962. I'm glad to welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting, DDM Thomas Abraham, and our area director, Toastmaster Asher. Thank you for joining. And I can see a few guests who have joined as well. Guest Shreya, would you like to introduce yourself and let us know what your expectations for today's meeting are? Can you come over here?
Hello, Toastmasters. I'm Shreya, and I just finished my college, and I've been attending few interviews and looking for job opportunities. And I don't see myself that confident that I used to be earlier in my life. Once you face rejections, you get a bit of lack in self-confidence. So my expectations were to just come and look at the meetings and how people are talking and expressing themselves, and just go with it. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guest Shreya, for joining, and all the best for your interviews. And I can say you are confident because you are able to talk in front of this many people. Okay? And all the very best. Can you see any guests over there in online meeting? I don't see any guests. Do we have anybody, BPM?
No, Toastmaster Saravana, we can continue.
Okay, fine. So let us continue. Last week, I attended a school function, my daughter's school function. She's doing her 11th. So I went there. It was more of school function as well as parents teachers association meeting as well. So I went to the classroom of my daughters and asked her, where do you normally sit? She told, I sit in the last row. I told her, please don't sit in the last row. Come and sit in the first row. Because that is where the doctors sit. That is where we see doctors sit in Medley. And if you want to become a doctor, please come and sit in the first row. First row. Okay. So that is one thing. But the important point there is, I saw Vijay Amitraj. How many of you know Vijay Amitraj? Nice. He was the chief guest over there, and he talked about 3 Ds. He talked about determination, first D, dedication, and discipline. These 3 Ds are very much important in everybody's life, not only for students, but also even for Toastmasters also, that is very important. Do you agree? So determination. What we have to do here is we have to look at ourselves and see what our short-term goal as well as long-term goals. Guest Shreya clearly told her what her determination is and what her goals are. So we have to look at those goals and determine what we have to do. Then once we determine, then we have to dedicate ourselves to ensure that we are reaching that goal. So what is more important for that? We have to have the discipline to do that. The same thing holds good for Toastmasters as well. As Toastmasters, what we have to do, this is an excellent platform for us to improve our communication as well as leadership skills. So we have to frame our short-term as well as long-term goals in both communication as well as leadership path, and have to determine ourselves, discipline ourselves, and seek the mentorship of Toastmasters and ensure that we reach our goals. And there are many testimonials in Toastmasters where they have used this platform to reach their goals. Do you agree? Excellent. For that, we have a good choice now. 6,200 rupees is what is needed for us to renew our membership. So we have our renewals going on. Please ensure that you join as well as renew so that you will become a better and enhanced person while you are in the Toastmaster journey. Then for today, what I have to tell you here is about club success plan as well as DCPs. So if you see the DCP chart, we have got 5 goals already available for us. I mean, we have got the 5 goals which are needed for us. We already obtained that. Out of the 10 points that are needed, we already have got 5 points. And we are still on the way to get the remaining 5 points, but we are good in that perspective. So we will be displaying that DCP chart also overall. I mean, and then you can see where from Medley perspective we stand. Then we connected our moments of truths also, right? So there are good points what we have learned, right? Out of 5 points, most of the moments of truth points are 4 and above. And there are a couple of points where we have got less than 4, but we have got the plan of action for that as well. And slowly we will be implementing those plan of actions as well. Then the club success plan. How many of you know what is club success plan? Very good. Nice. So the club success plan is as a team, as a group, how we ensure that our club is successful. So for that, there are various paths. One is the education part. The next one is how we are enhancing the memberships. So each and everything carries certain weightage, and we are in the right path for that. And everybody plays a role in that, because when you complete level 1, Toastmaster Prasanna one is showing that when you complete level 1, level 2, or level 3, level 4, each and everything carries certain weightage. Here also, if you see, we have already got the 5 points, and we are right on time as well as right on track to get the remaining points as well. And kudos to all of you. Please give a big round of applause for us. And the next slide, we can see what are the ways where we can achieve that. These are the specialized learning paths. How many paths we have for this? 11, correct. So 11 pathways we have, and we have to choose any of these pathways based on the checklist that is available in Toastmasters International. Once you do that, you will be able to get those pathways and you can complete those levels, which will help you with your leadership as well as communication skills. Having said that, I would like to recognize Toastmaster Renu for completing her presentation mastery level 3, and Toastmaster Saravanan for completing his level 3 as well. So, and one important thing, one important announcement as well. Next week, we have our contest, humorous and evaluation contest. If you have not given your names for the contest or for role players, please ensure that you provide that to Toastmaster Pravda, because that is very important. That is where you can compete among the club, and once you complete that, you can go to the next levels, area level, division level, district levels. So that will help us to grow ourselves. Now, to take the meeting forward, we have a person called as Toastmaster of the Day. And today's Toastmaster of the Day is being played by a person who is our Vice President Education. And whenever I see that person, I remember one dialogue from the movie Vikram. How many of you see Vikram? I've seen Vikram. Okay. In that, sorry, both. In the new one, Kamal Haasan used to say, when you have plan A or plan B, and when everything fails, let us see, right? So that is how this person is. It's okay. It's always okay. Everything will go on good. Okay. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good afternoon to Toastmasters and guests. It's okay. You can say a little louder. Good afternoon. Okay. My dear friends, I would like to start with a story. I got really inspired by the story. It's a long weekend, and then you work far for the 2 days, like Friday and Saturday, and the Sunday morning you want to relax. You're with the family, and you are sitting in a restaurant, and then you are trying to have some peaceful of time and mind. And then you order some food and waiting for the food. But suddenly there is a lot of noise. There are 3-4 kids running around, making a lot of noises, pushing them each other, and trying to push the stools and tables. Something is trying to fall on you. So you are kind of like trying to stay calm, but you're getting annoyed, and you are asking the father and saying that why don't you take control of these 2 kids? And the father says that, yes, sir, sure. Give us 5 minutes of time. I'll take care of it. Just that to let you know that yesterday we had a funeral of their mother. We just finished, and then they are trying to have some better time here. So please give us some time. So suddenly, immediately your perception changes. We're coming into the state that it's okay. Let them take their own time. Let them play. Let them have a good time. So it's all in perceptions. So coming back, I was a student, obedient student, and then I was doing well. And then I used to be in the top 3 ranks in the school. So come +2, I was expecting that maybe I'll score good, and then I'll get into the engineering college. So I was waiting. But till August, I didn't get any. Those days, the counseling days are there. And then you'll get letter from Anna University to come and attend the counseling and then join the colleges. I never got it. So my family said, it's okay. You can take the other path. So I took arts. I studied BSc Physics and MCA. But coming back here today, it's not like something that I need to worry about. Again, my son completed +2 this year. There was a lot of groundwork for the past 1 year. My wife has done a lot of research about colleges and other things. Multiple colleges were applied, and multiple interviews were taken. Finally, my son decided to join in Sunada University, Delhi. So we spent 1 month, last 1 month, doing some purchase, buying hands-on luggages and carry on and everything. And we went there, and then we left him in the hostel. But for 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, was not happy. He felt sick also. He wanted to come back. He said, it's okay, you can come back. Then in the last 1 week, we applied for a university in Chennai. He got in his place, and then he's now joined the university in Chennai. So friends, life is not fair. It will take its own course. It's okay. This is the 2 words of the magic pill that you can take. With this, you can take through the life. This is the theme of the day. It's okay. So coming back to the proceedings, any Toastmasters session will have these 3 sections. One is the proposed speeches, where all our Toastmasters will come and speak about the project that they have taken. And the table topic session, where we will have an impromptu speech. The table topic minister will be giving you the speech title, where you will come and present the speech. Next is the evaluation session. So this is the meeting for today. To take the proceeding forward, I have General Evaluator Toastmaster Ranga. Toastmaster Ranga, he was the past president of the last but previous term. He was there in US for quite some time. He came back to India. Now he is actually doing the voluntary service for one of the organizations supporting the special children. Toastmaster Ranga, will you please come? When I asked about the theme of the day, he told that these 2 words will help us to keep us balanced between the good times and the bad times. Over to Toastmaster Ranga.
Good afternoon, friends. DDM Thomas, and Area Director Asher, and all the fellow Toastmasters. The topic for today is it's okay. So when I heard this first, I was thinking that it's such a common phrase, and how do we go about it? So now, my responsibility here is to monitor the entire proceedings of the meeting, right from the beginning till the end, and observe each section and how it goes, probably take down notes, and then at the end of it, I will come back here and announce how the meeting went. For this, there are going to be a couple of things that, a couple of teams that will help me out. One is the qualitative team, the other is the quantitative team. First, it is my responsibility to introduce the tag team, which is the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. The timer for today is Toastmaster Jagan, who is online. And to give a few words about him, he has been an integral part of Medley for a while now. And he was the one who coined the Medley, the second family, a unique song, which I think is very unique only to Medley. Apart from that, he is a district second runner-up in evaluations. When I asked him about the theme, so he said that he started his career, he wanted to do aeronautical and then digressed to mechanical, and then he did software. And after that, he took a break and he wanted to pursue civil services. And he has come back now to do in the software. And he feels that it is perfectly okay. With that, I will ask Toastmaster Jagan to give us an idea about the time of sleep.
Thank you, Ranga. So I'll quickly check. Well, I'll get into the business. So is my background visible to all of you? Reen, especially for the speakers, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. All the speakers are in person. So these are the backgrounds. I'll quickly get into the introduction part of the timer's role. So as the timer's role, it is my responsibility to note down the time of each and everybody who takes the stage, from the Sergeant at Arms to the presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, GE, the speakers, the three speakers, where Renu, the timing for Renu, speaker 1 is 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of 10 minutes, I'll show the green card. At the end of 12 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. Renu, would that be okay? 12 would be okay with you? Because there is no in-between time. Thank you. So 12, I'll show the yellow card, and 15, I'll show the red card. Saravanan, would that be okay with you as well? Thank you. So Saravanan is also delivering a similar speech, which is 10 to 15 minutes. Pravda is delivering a speech which is 5 to 7 minutes. 5, I will show the green card. 6, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7, I'll show the red card. For the evaluations, it's a standard 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green card, 2.5 minutes yellow card, 3 minutes red card. For the table topic session, it's standard again 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At the end of 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. So there is a disqualification as well. So those who are disqualified won't be, those who go beyond time or end before time, they will not be eligible for the voting. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagan. Next will be the R counter. Our counter will be played by Dr. Sandhya Anand Kumar, who's a qualified dentist and a deep desire to use her words, and help young children move away from tobacco, cigarettes, and drugs. When I asked her about the theme of the day, she says sometimes it's okay to be average. Let's not forget our true unique self in the words of becoming extraordinary. Those words.
Greetings to all. The purpose of this R counter is to help the speaker enhance his or her speaking skills. How? By making them aware of the filler words and the filler sounds they use in their speeches. What is my role? I will listen and make a note of the filler words, including and, Well, but, so, you know, and the filler sounds. Uh, mm, uh, and will present a report at the end of the meeting. The intention is not pinpointing any fault. It is to break the habit that is built in the subconscious over a long period of time using the filler words and the filler sounds in our speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandhya. The next role is the grammarian role. The grammarian is being played by our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Venkat Palli, who's doubling up as the grammarian. And he has been a very active member, taking part in almost all activities, coming up early and setting up the stage for the hybrid meetings, checking the audio and things like that. So he's a very invaluable member. And he will now give us the role. He will tell us the importance of the grammarian role and also introduce the word of the day. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. Yes, about the word of the day. My family stays in Hyderabad, and due to pandemic, they moved it. Otherwise, in between, my daughter and my wife comes and goes in between. Whenever we want to return from Hyderabad, I always book in advance tickets. And one day before, my daughter, 2 days before, my daughter says, "Daddy, I'm not coming now. You can book it premium Tatkal 1 day before." I said, "Why? It's okay now. Anyway, we are going on time. Just book it premium Tatkal. Why we are booking Tatkal? Because I can spend 1 day new, 1 day before, 1 day more here. You can have a nice year. So no need to book it Tatkal every time. It's okay to book premium Tatkal. So premium Tatkal is just 1 day before, but it is costly than Tatkal action. So that way I always have a excuse from my daughter. Every time we say, "It's okay, Dad, leave it." So that way is I remember that word, "it's okay" from her. So otherwise, I was coming to my role here, grammarian. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take a note of any improper language as well as outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is phenomenal, which means very great or impressive. An example of using word is, he earned his success through a phenomenal work ethic. He is a phenomenal runner. So each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll be the grammarian report when called upon during the meeting and also report the usage of the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkat Palli. So with this, we will move on to the, I will hand over the podium to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, G. Let's have a round of applause for the tag team's introduction. Okay, Toastmaster, are we ready for that exciting report speaker session? We also welcome. Okay, our first speaker is Toastmaster Renu. Toastmaster Renu, she is very passionate about the stories. He is also running the organization called Prathaviresh for taking stories to the children. When talking about the theme, she has told that it's okay simply means to accept the situations in life in a calm manner. It's okay to fail, it's okay to lose, it's okay to feel sad. Just accept the situations in life. DDM Thomas Abram, could you please read out the speech objective?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, dear friends. We will shortly have Toastmaster Renu presenting her speech project called L4P1, which is level 4 first project of presentation mastery. It's called Managing a Difficult Audience, not us. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she presents outside the Toastmasters, implying that Toastmasters are nice people. We will prove it otherwise to you, ma'am, today. The topic is called A Leader Who Can Make a Difference. The speech per se is 5 to 7 minutes, but she will have 10 to 15 minutes to fend off the disturbances. Over to
The leader who can make a difference, the leader who can make a difference to sponsor it.
There is a vital role, a vital leadership role that requires no specific degree, no training, or no previous experience. Yet, this is a very crucial role because it shapes destiny. It can even shape society. But unfortunately, it's not recognized as a leadership role. So many people have taken up this role and not giving much thought to it. Any idea what role I'm talking about?
Head of the household.
Sorry?
Head of the household.
Okay. A very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and guests. I think both of you have more or less got it. What I'm talking or referring to is parenting. Because parenting also means teaching and also means head of the household. Not necessarily that it has to be the father, could be the mother, because generally we think head of the household is the father. Now, why am I referring to parenting as a leadership role? Because when children are born, we think that they are blank slates, that they know nothing, and we have to teach them everything. However, that is a misconception. A child has the potential to become whatever they want to be. All they need is a guide, a mentor, a leader, a teacher, whatever you might call it, because actually parents take all these roles when they actually have a child. Let us look at leadership. What are the qualities of a leader, of an ideal leader? A visionary, a trendsetter, somebody who's empathetic, compassionate, motivator, a guide who keeps the team members' interests at heart, and most importantly, who leads by example. Most of us, even as adults, we learn far more through observation rather than by instruction. A leader can set rules and break them. For example, there is a meeting fixed for 10 o'clock in the morning, and the leader is there by 9:45. Every single time for every meeting. What happens to the team members? They get motivated. Either they arrive at the meeting on time or they are ahead of time because their leader is showing them by example. The same applies to parents as well. I don't think so, because I feel that when you arrive early, you have some time to talk to the others. You have time to bond because it is a meeting. Perhaps it's an official meeting, but it also means that you're getting to know each other better. Doesn't that happen in Toastmaster meetings? So if I've answered your question, may I continue? Yes.
Renu, sorry to interrupt. Renu, from online, could you repeat what the other person said? We don't know what the other person said. So
Okay. What he said was that why should so many people arrive at the venue so early? Isn't it a waste of time, loss of productivity? And I think you heard my answer, right? You heard my answer? Okay. Yes. I think we are very compared. I think that children are submissions. Your leader does not have submission. You mean submission? In what sense do you? Well, I have thought of it comparing that because leadership and parenting go hand in hand, according to me. Because children, they learn far more through observation than by instruction. A parent is a role model. When a role model does certain things, the children follow them, mirroring them. Like, for example, a parent is very polite to everybody, to the maids, to the drivers, to the waitresses, to the watchmen. The children are observing, and automatically they show the same respect for everybody, no matter what. So I think as a parent, when you do something in front of your children, not that you're telling them, watch me and do what I'm doing. You're doing it by action, and children automatically mirror it. I have, in my own personal experience, I've been told by many parents that my children are very well mannered. Because in our house, we say, please, thank you, sorry, all the time to all the members of the family. So I feel that, personally feel from my own observations and how I've observed other parents, how they behave with their children, I feel that parenting and leadership go hand in hand. Have I answered your question? Yes. Okay, so there are so many other qualities also in leaders, right? They motivate, they constantly motivate, they empathize, they're compassionate. So what happens when a child is born? Most of the focus is on their intellectual development. Rarely do we think of their emotional, social development also. And what happens when we are constantly communicating with them? We are constantly talking to them right from the time they're born. We are talking to them. And this communication may be one-sided in the beginning when the child is really small. But later on, the child will start responding. And the more you talk to them, the more the speech develops. And they become very good communicators. That is why I said a leader has so many qualities. Parents have the same qualities. And if they practice these qualities at home with their children, they don't have to worry about too much about how they're going to communicate. Same thing with confidence. You give your child responsibilities. In the office, there are rules, and all the employees follow the rules, right from the leaders to, yes. Basically, it means that if there are children who are not communicating despite the parents communicating, it means that the parents are not giving a chance to the children to talk back. Because very often when children want to express their views, we say, you don't know anything, just keep quiet. I've done it, I've witnessed other people doing it. This is basically primarily based on my personal experiences and what I have observed.
Renu, I have one point. I have one question, Renu.
Sorry.
I have one question. Sorry for disturbance. Renu,
yes.
Leadership you can apply in your professional career, but the same thing, it is not applicable for the children as a parenting, as you were saying that. As a leader, you can command your employees, your colleagues, but as a parent, you cannot do that. You will say that, Ani, you are not supposed to do like this way. That difference should be there, no? Am I right or wrong?
Well, you have a right to your own opinions, but I am going to express the way I look at it. I feel that even in a leader or as a parent, I think it's always better to be polite and request rather than command. I think that is when we start respecting our leaders, right? We start respecting our parents also. If you're constantly being very politely and asking them, please do this, please do that.
You know, but leaders also different is there. Some leaders are aggressive. Some leaders are, you should take that. No?
Yes, definitely.
As a parent, submissive to the children, then only they can catch up immediately. If you are aggressive, definitely they won't listen to your advice. This is my own experience.
Yeah, I know. But then different parents have different experiences, right? Because I was not a perfect parent either. But what I'm trying to say here is, if we were to follow certain rules, we were to follow certain ways of dealing with our children or dealing with our employees, definitely there will be a change. Okay, a leader who's very aggressive, a leader who commands, a leader who expects things out of his employees are seldom liked. They may be respected. But when somebody is loved, children or team members will follow automatically. because they have so much of gratitude, so much feeling. And every time a leader recognizes that there is something lacking, whether it's a parent or a leader, something lacking that my team member needs, and actually provides that, that really helps bond people. And what helps people become really, really good at what they do is simply because of the constant encouragement. In fact, today's theme of the day, it's okay. How often do we tell our children it's okay to fail? It's okay to cry. It's okay to get angry. Emotions are valid. Talk to them about it and then tell them how to overcome, how to manage their emotions. Because emotional development, social development, all of that is very crucial to intellectual development also. In fact, people are recognizing that now. Today, there is a plenitude of parenting workshops, parenting coaches. Why are parents attending this? Because all of us became parents with no idea how to bring up our children. We just took up that role. We thought we got married. Now, next is we need to welcome a member into the family. Did we ever think that it's a very important role that we are taking up? That it is in fact a leadership role? I'm sure none of you thought of it as a leadership role. We definitely didn't think about it. We just did it either by trial and error, maybe going partly by what how our parents brought us up. But today, if you look at society, there's so much of anger, resentment, so much of polarity. Why is all of this happening? That is why in the beginning, I mentioned that when parents are really good leaders, when they know how to bring up their children with a lot of respect and lead them towards becoming leaders, that is when our society will start changing. When everybody will know how to communicate well, when every leader will take up the responsibility and fulfill them, no matter which sphere the leadership is coming from. So that is why I chose this topic, parenting, because it's something very close to my heart. I made a lot of mistakes when I was bringing up my children. Yes.
நான் எதுவும் கேட்கவே இல்லைங்களே. யாரு உங்களுக்கு என் நம்பர் கொடுத்தது?
Oh, that wasn't it. Hello. Who was speaking?
Venkat Session.
Venkat Session. Were you talking about some important parenting tip to someone?
Oh, sorry, I was not mute. Sorry, Renu.
Oh, it
You
was.
can continue.
Oh, I thought I could get some parenting tips from you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so let me continue. So what I was saying is that parenting is a very, very crucial leadership role. So as of today, it's still not recognized as a leadership role. If we were to really, yes. Because in those days, it used to be joint families. There were a larger number of people who used to take care of the children. Children got inputs from so many people. Today, we are moving into smaller and smaller groups of nuclear families where the interaction is very less. Both parents are working. Children are mostly left to caregivers. And what happens to them? They don't get direct inputs from the parents. Parents have no time to communicate. And there are so many complaints about our children. They're addicted to gadgets, they're watching too much TV, they don't wake up on time, they don't sleep on time, they're eating junk food. But who's responsible for all of this? Who's setting the ground rules in the house? Are we following any guidelines? No, that is why more and more people are realizing that parenting is indeed very, very important, because the person who brings you up becomes your role model. And that's how, if we were to really understand what parenting is all about, our children will be really, they will make for good leaders. Because if you look at it, there are children, very young children who come out.
Because of this parenting level is increased. I don't think so. Because now most of the kids, especially the students, they are very wonders. I think I know before this meeting, I see that one of the guys from one of the remote village, they are the engineer for the Tesla. I don't think that part is okay. And now we are moving into the another generation. And I don't think we need to have this cycle to speak about the family. What do you say?
Yes, you are entitled to your opinion. You have formed that opinion, yes. But I feel that there is something or someone behind a child excelling at something. There is some role model there, may not necessarily be the parent. And when I said that parents are role models, I meant that when parenting is taken seriously and we spend a lot of time, we respect our children and we give them the time and attention, they're definitely going to be very stable human beings, both emotionally, intellectually, and they will definitely go forward. There are children, in fact, who have come up with brilliant ideas at 7 years, 8 years, and they actually put it into action immediately, unlike us who sit and analyze. And they're becoming successful. There are so many stories about young children taking up such projects to do with the awareness about environmental awareness, animal welfare, so many things. So I think these kind of children have a lot of encouragement from their parents, and definitely our future depends on such children. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu, for that wonderful topic on parenting. This is very neat for the day. We'll move on to the next speech. Not all dreams come true. It's okay. Keep going. There is an effect for every effort taken and a solution for every problem encountered. This is from Toastmaster Prouda. We go into the next speaker. Toastmaster Prouda is a dentist and also doing a professor in college. Toastmaster Prouda, could you please talk about the project objectives?
Yes. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters. Today, our Toastmasters Pravda is attempting level 1 project 2, and the purpose of this project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that she has applied the feedback received from her first speech. She has already presented this speech before. She's got a feedback. Now my job is to see if she has taken that feedback and used it in this second speech. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to you, Prada.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Toastmaster Prouda, the reflections. The reflections, Toastmaster Prouda. All the best.
I have a question for those who did not attend the 3rd September meeting. Now, please tell me the name of the Tamil movie. That is a romantic drama that revolves around 2 main characters, Ram and Janu.
96. 96. Movie name is 96.
Exactly. It was this movie that popularized the school reunion in 2008. I have an affinity for this movie because I too belong to 96 batch. Not in school, but in college. Yes, my BDS batch is called Narumugai 96. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends. Today I am here to share my reflections of my batch in the reunion that happened recently for the very first time after 21 years. And I'm sure that it is going to kindle the nostalgic memories of each and every one of you, your college days. My 96 batch is quite unique because it was during this batch the government increased the various seats from 60 to 100, allotting 40% of the seats for the rural quota. So my batch mates belongs to a wide range of geographical distribution throughout the state, and I came from down south, Madurai. At college, I was quite shy do not mingle more easily with others. But I was lucky to have a very good friend. She's DTM Dr. Kavita, who introduced me to Toastmasters. She and few of my friends made my college days the most memorable and the best years of my life. After completing my post-graduation, I joined an institution as an academician, happened to see lots of batches of students. And that time I realized that I should have been little more sociable to my other batchmates too. That provoked me a desire that I should organize a batch reunion. For some reason or the other, this did not happen all these years. But post-pandemic, this year, many of my batchmates showed interest in reunion. Could be because of the impact of the COVID lockdown. So this year, we wanted to organize the reunion to celebrate our 26th anniversary of our batch. The date was fixed, taking into consideration the dates, the leads of the NRIs, and the 1 day stay was fixed at a beach resort near Mahabalipuram. On the day of reunion, I was exultant to see many of my batchmates after 21 years. Most of the girls looked same as they were in colleges, but the boys showed difference probably in their appearance, but their personalities and characters remained unchanged under the mask of under the old age of camouflage. And this, my batchmate, Dr. Prakash, who generally makes fun of others, he started mimicking one of my batchmates who was a YouTuber. He spoke what she actually speaks in the YouTube video, making fun, kickstarting the fun on the initially where we all gathered in front of the reception of our venue. The evening functions include many interesting games, singing, dancing, and AV projections. Many of you must not be knowing that the life of a BD student is very tough and miserable. He should work like an engineer, sometimes like a scientist, sometimes like an artist, at times like a mason, pouring all the plaster of Paris in his hands and feet, and doing the dentures, which is nothing but the artificial insect. And on the top of it, he should have the art of managing his patients as well as convincing the patients to finish all his clinical quota to appear for the exams. You will know how many stories we will be having. On the day, after the dinner, we all sat together, reminiscing all those funny incidents that happened in our school days. One of my batchmates, who was actually doing a scaling is nothing but cleaning of the teeth, and his patient developed severe bleeding. And the patient was anxious and doesn't want to proceed with the treatment. You know how he convinced the patient? He told the patient, "Sir, this is not your blood. This is the blood of the germs that is present in your mouth." And another friend who was supposed to deliver his denture to his patient for some reason couldn't deliver on that day. The patient was angry and he started shouting at him in the OP. You know what he did? He took the patient straight to the lab where the lab technicians and other students will be doing their denture work. And he told the patient, "Sir, making a denture is not that easy. You see, it should be done meticulously on all these 30 men are working on your dentures." The patient went happily satisfied. We were chatting all these funny incidents, and this chat continued even next morning at the beach. One of my friend, batchmate, who is a colonel, a dental surgeon in the Indian Army, has a phenomenal ability to mimic Vadivelu and Kamal Hassan. At the beach, he started narrating this entire dialogue of the movie Irvathimunam Polikesi and Michael Madana Kamaraj. Hilarious. No words to explain the hilarious moment. This one picture will show how much we enjoy. And our children sitting at the show they must be thinking, what has happened? These old ladies have become mad. Friends that we get in college or the friends that we have forever in life, though we do not talk with each other for years together. At the end of the day, we all had only one question. When and where is the next reunion? We all bid goodbye, thinking that we had fun for one day. But we didn't know that we created memories to regenerate us, our mind and the soul. Over to the TMO.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda, for the phenomenal speech and bringing back your college days memory. Take life as it is. This is my quote for the life. Same is coming from our President Toastmaster Saravanan, who is going to be our next speaker. Evaluator Toastmaster or Sangha, would you want to read out?
Toastmaster Saravanan is going to attempt the pathway from presentation mastery, and the project is managing difficult audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skill needed to address audience challenges whenever he or she present outside of the Toastmaster club. How do you do?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankar. Toastmaster Saravanan works for 4, and he has been the Toastmaster for the last 10 years. Don't fear the fire, Toastmaster Saravanan. Toastmaster Saravanan, don't fear the fire.
How many of you are salaried or depend on salaries? Nice. Almost 90% I can see. What is the biggest challenge with respect to the salaried people?
Taxes.
Tax. Right. Yeah. Next slide, please. I'm already disrupting using the online medium. Okay. So what if? The next slide, please. Yeah. The biggest challenge, right? So we talked about that. Being fired, or what will be the next rise? Then what is going to happen next? The next thing is regular income. Do we know what is our next month's salary? Most of the corporates is like that, but there are few who will be having varied allowance also. So in that sense, you never know what is your next month's salary also. So that is also another important thing to consider. Next slide, please. So let us see what is happening around the world. Oracle lays off US jobs. Next. Nutanix executives were laid off. Snap lays off 20% of the staff. Switzerland's biggest Credit Suisse lays off 5,000 employees. This is what is prevalent nowadays. What can we do? Why is it happening?
Is it because of recession? Is it because of recession?
Saravanan, could you also tell us why Ford closed its manufacturing, Saravanan?
That's right.
Is it also because of the recession?
That is one of the reasons. Because every corporate. Just a minute. Let me complete this. So for your question, Jagan, like I mean, that's a manufacturing decision, as well as there are corporate decisions to be made at any point of time. But my next slide talks about that. And for your question, the previous slide, we talked about what is happening with respect to the impact of layoff, as well as what is the dependency of salaried people as such.
No, I see that the numbers. You talk about the 5,000, 20,000. If you see the normal attention rating, okay, this was exclusively, I would say, that exhibited in the media. Right. If you see the turnover rate around, say, for every year, I'm talking about a big corporation. Let's say, probably 25,000 in a year. I don't think it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal with respect to the corporate. To answer Sankar's question, that's a very good question, and that is very much prevalent nowadays. Because corporate thinks that okay, it is okay to lay off. But we think that it is not okay to lay off. Right? So there is a lot of difference between what our perception is as well as what corporate's perception is. And that is where we have to draw a line. But my next slides talk about that, how to be well prepared. And in case if there is a layoff, what we can do as such. So what is the impact because of layoff? Anybody?
As I told you that because of recession, man, it starts because the war, basically it's a recession only.
Excellent.
According to
Excellent.
me.
Yeah, excellent point, Venkatesan. Because of recession. Because of recession, everything is happening. Corporate is laying off people, and the employees are moving towards different company because of various other reasons. That is one of it. Right. So, correct. Recession and inflation are directly related. If you take, for instance, when there is recession, the buying power reduces. We will not be able to buy more of the commodities as such. And when inflation also joins, that is where the biggest problem is. That is where job losses, and that is where the corporate have to take some stringent actions. So recession, inflation all plays a big role in corporate life. And if you see the second slide, if you see that, you see, what is that you see in this? The second company, ID card. Excellent. So company ID card for corporates, we are just ID cards. If this ID card goes, somebody else will come with that ID card with a different employee number as such. But what happens to that individual? That is where we have to think about. And if you see the third one, what are the various impacts because of layoff? Financial problems. Then
They have a lot of commitments like loan, housing loan, car loan, and other things.
Yeah, there are a lot of commitments. So what we have to do, that is coming in the next slide.
But on the what survey says that even for on the account of the layoff, let's say for I know that one of the people from the engineering logistics, which is on the side of it, close to 450 people because of the reason. But the good part is that all the 450 people got a job, where minimum of 10 to 25%. This is the percent of them for the fact. If they are staying at the old company, the agency, they might not get it for this social media. Some people get it for almost that.
Definitely.
So I see that it is a possibility.
Correct.
Also, it is for the new obtain or enhance myself.
Exactly. The point you made is very good. So layoff can be positive also, and I like the way you are putting that in that positive perspective, because people will think like, okay, I am laid off. That means like lot of anxiety, mental turmoil, everything will be there. But there is one person who is thinking of positive. Please give a big round of applause for the person. We have to take things positively when we see there are a lot of issues out there. Yes, sir. Please. Right. Excellent. That is coming in the last slide. That is coming in the last slide. Actually, I'm covering that 90% in the first 4 slides. Fifth slide is especially for this presentation. Yeah, if we cover 80%, we will be able to cover the rest of it. And Sohail made a very good point on financial health. Right? So that is what is coming over there. But I hope he has not seen that slide as such. But this is coming now. Financial health or financial stability is what is more important. That is where we have to think about, because we never know when corporate acts on us. Okay? When NRN mentioned, like NRN Murthy, what he mentioned is never love your company. Just love your job, because you never know when the company doesn't love. So we have to think about that. You have to think about what we will learn from the job. That is what is more important. Salary is important, but what we learn from the job, so that what Toastmaster Shankar mentioned, we will be able to apply for other company, get some 10 to 20% or 50% also, and move on. Because if you love your company, company may not love you. But if you love your job and do your job and gain the knowledge that is coming out of the job, then you will be able to go places. Next slide, please.
Saravanan, I have two questions on this. On the layoff slide, you have shown only one lady. I don't see a gender equity in this. Don't you think so? So you have
Fine.
4 men and 1 woman.
I always look at diversity, and that is more important because layoff is common for whether it is men or women. Because we have to look at from a mental point of view as well as financial point of view. And this is something I copyrighted. I mean, I didn't copyright, but I took it from internet. I mean, as Sunil Jose is not there, I can have the ability to take it up.
So,
Yeah.
and also on this slide, you have PTSD. So what
Yeah.
does it mean, PTSD? In your,
Can you come again?
there is
PTSD.
one word, PTSD. Yes.
Okay, actually, this has to be directed to the doctors over here. I can see 4 doctors here in the room and 1 doctor, PhD doctor in the online. So you can direct that.
Post-traumatic syndrome disease. Yes,
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. So I got the answer from Prasanna Vani as well. Thank you. And can we move on to the next slide if you don't have any other questions?
Yeah.
Excellent. Actually, I mean, there are 2 ways to look at it. Okay. See, what is more important is what is the work we are doing? What is the knowledge we are getting out of that work? Because when we love the company, it is more like, okay, you can be there for 10 years, 20 years. But will the company survive? That is more important. But the knowledge, what we gain from the organization, as well as a job, that will survive. So for our survival, knowledge is more important rather than the company. Definitely. Will that be the same for corporate also? Will the corporate doesn't? Sorry, what is it? I think so. Maybe like correct. Excellent. Excellent point. Thank you for bringing that point, because DTM Guru, what you have told is very correct. That is all generations, right? Previously, it was more like you would join a company, retire from that company. But this is not the case nowadays. So the employees are also behaving in a way like, I mean, they are coming out of their company mode, and the company is also looking at profit mode. So that is where the difference is, and we have to draw a line on that so that we will be in a position to get what is more important for us and move forward. Why fire? Anybody know about fire? Financial independence, retire early. There are 2 things that are needed. Extreme savings and investment that allow them to fire or retire earlier. What time normally people retire? 58, 60, likewise. But if you do fire, you will be in a position to retire by 45. How we can do that? That is coming in the next slide. Already 45? I mean, they get retired tomorrow. They get retired tomorrow. That doesn't matter. Like, we can just send out a mail and then that's done. Okay. Yeah, no, you are coming at the right time. Okay, how to achieve fire? Okay, we are already yellow. Okay, so I'm just quickly cover. Okay, so what is more important is you have to understand what is your monthly budget. So you have to budget wise, like, I mean, your expenses as well as what are your, I mean, doing your from a budget point of view, whether it is your daily expenses, groceries, everything. Just note it down. The second one, have an emergency fund. That is more important, because when layoff happens, it can be there for 3 or 6 months of effort that is needed. So you have to have at least 6 to 12 months of money in your savings deposit. Third, next one is your insurance, health insurance. If you have nearly 10 to 12%, 12 times of your yearly salary as health insurance as well as life insurance, that will be really good. And life insurance, go for term insurance because your premium will be less. Debt, take care of your EMI, because EMI is what is tying you towards the job. And for Toastmaster Prashanwani, your question, why we are more oriented towards the company? Because of the EMI. When you have more EMI, you will be always loving your company, but that's not the case otherwise. Okay, so the asset allocation, if you see, there are various asset allocations. It can be mutual funds or stock markets or real estate or cash. Everything is part of your asset allocation. Ensure that you have 50 to 60% of your assets in equities, so that that will grow whenever you are retiring. And then important is 25x rule. That means if your yearly salary is 20 lakhs, you have to have at least 25 times of your yearly salary as your savings. Okay, that is 25 into 20, nearly 5 crores at least. If that is the case, if you are 45, you can retire tomorrow, because that will take care of your rest of your life's retirement earnings. This is
On the
the
other way around, you earn less, so your 25x will be
have
lesser.
to work till above 60 also. Okay, so last slide. So life is very, very beautiful. Give every day the chance to become the most important and beautiful day of your life. That is what is more important. Look at your financial stability, and that will help you to grow more. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravana. Just want to add that those 3Ds from Vijay Amudraj, like dedication, discipline, and yeah. So if we have that, I think we don't need to fear the fire, prepare for the fire. So I think we can go ahead. So with this, we are closing with this prepared speech session. Timer, could you call out the qualified speakers?
Qualified speakers are Toastmaster Renu, Pravda, and Saravana.
Thank you, Timer. With this, we are moving on to the next session. Before that, so I just want to reiterate the message from Toastmaster Renu. It's okay simply means that to accept the situations in life in a calm manner. It's okay to lose. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get angry. So there's something called toxic positivity. Like even though like we go through any challenges in life, right? We try to force ourselves into be like being positive, being happy, staying calm. It's not necessarily that we have to do all the time. It's okay to accept the state we are in, try to be being mindful, and try to come over the situation. It's like a passing cloud. We all know that the sun is there. Maybe it's not visible today. It could be visible tomorrow. So come out of this toxic positivity, take that message of like being it's okay, and then move on with the life. With this, we'll move on to the next session, next introduction. Table topic. Toastmaster Anuradha, could you topic master of the day? Toastmaster Anuradha, again, she's another doctor. So we have so many doctors. I have never seen a family with so many doctors. The Medley family has got at least 5 or 6 doctors. So what do you, Toastmaster Anuradha?
Yes, any guess? Yes, sir. Correct, Toastmaster. So welcome, Toastmasters and guests to the table topic. Okay, the purpose of the table topic is the opportunity to practice their impromptu speech. And I will introduce the topic and I'll call the speaker who will give the speech for about 2 minutes. Yes, ready. So first speaker, I would like to call Toastmaster Sampath sir.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. This is an app. So you have to tell what it is, and then you have to speak for 2 minutes.
WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. You're right.
So that is a topic for me.
Yes, the topic for you is WhatsApp.
Okay. Friends, good afternoon once again. A lot of us, we have heard the plus and minus of WhatsApp. Everybody thinks that it gives a lot of junk material, but it also helps for people to keep in touch. Okay, all that sort. But today I'm going to give you my take of WhatsApp, how I make use of WhatsApp. I got a very large number of friends. Several groups, several individuals, maybe it will come to 1,500 or so in the WhatsApp names. So whenever I receive any message, a video, or a quotation, or a joke, or even a photo or a news item, immediately after going through that, if I find it is a good enough item to be shared, then I think, with whom shall I share this? So even in Medley, sometimes occasionally I share something with some people. Not every day. I don't keep on flooding them. So in this manner, what I am doing is, unknown to them, the other party, I am renewing my friendship and relationship with that person. I think of that person, okay, this is a sci-tech information, very interesting. I will send to X, Y, and Z. Then I see some very nice joke. So I think this is the type of joke these people will enjoy. Sometimes I find very nice videos about small children. So among my close relatives and friends, many mothers are there. I send to all of them. So every time I am sending them, I am thinking about them, what type of personality they are. So based on that, I am segregating and sending. By doing this, I am renewing my friendship and relationship with every one of these individuals every day, unknown to themselves. But some of them also respond to me by sending things which will be interesting to me. I got many different genres like religion and philosophy, languages, jokes, sci-tech, politics even to some extent, and so many other aspects. And Indology, the architecture of Indian temples, countless. So I make use of this WhatsApp as a means of selectively contacting these people, selectively renewing my friendship and relationship. If you make good use of it, even WhatsApp can be very good. Back to the table topic master.
Excellent, sir. Thank you. So next, I'd like to call guest Shreya.
Table topic master, Anuradha, sorry to interrupt. Once the topic has been shared, could you stop the screen share because the speaker may miss the timer counts?
Okay. Sure. Okay. So can you find out what is the name of the city? Yeah, Madurai. So your topic is Madurai city. Is it okay for you? Yes. Okay. Stop. Yes. Stop. I don't have much relation with Madurai as such, but my uncle's wife is from Madurai, and I used to visit there because my cousin was born, and she used to go there often to meet her parents and stay there. So I used to visit Madurai when I was a very little child, and not anymore, but yeah,
that's when I visited Madurai, and I remember going vaguely to a temple which is very famous in Madurai. I'm not sure of the name, but yeah. And I guess it's a in a very down south, uh, a very like Tamil place. So yeah.
Next topic is for DTM Guru Prasad sir. Oh, so this is a picture for you. You have to find out what is the name of the country.
I never got country like this. I do.
I will tell the country name, sir. You can continue. It is Germany. Germany, like that. Germany. Germany. So Germany. Stop sharing. So you can talk about Germany, sir.
Which is supposed to be my main camera. This one. I could have stayed abroad and be attending remote meetings. I came here first time after years to attend a physical meeting, and I get this. My experience is normally master gives a topic and the speaker finds it very difficult to speak. Today, for the first time, I found even the master is finding difficult to get a topic and share with the audience. Anyway, it's really nice to be back after a long time with a fantastic topic of Germany, which also the first image gives a very good reflection of what we all think about Germany. How many of you got the point? How many of you know how to even pronounce Budweiser? So the first thing we remember about Germany is Budweiser, though there are so many other things that you can remember about Germany, right from the negative sides of Germany during the world wars, still there is a positive side in it. And the way the country came up after the World War and grew up to be one of the superpowers. Even during World War, when Hitler decided to conquer the entire world, it was because of sheer hard work and the intellect the Germans could apply in growing their country. That is what I remember whenever I think of Germany. Even I'm basically a mechanical engineer. So whenever I see somebody doing mechanical engineering, I advise them, don't go to US. If you go to US, you will become a typical Indian. If you are a mechanical engineer, go to Germany. It's a heaven for mechanical engineers. There are so much of opportunities for it to grow apart from the Budweiser. So that is what I recognize whenever I see or hear the name Germany. And I have had opportunities of hopping via Frankfurt once or twice when I was traveling to some other country. Other than that, except the spelling and the Budweiser, I have no other relationship with Germany. However, thank you very much for giving me a chance to speak physically after years over here and giving me a favorite topic. Thank you.
Okay, next I would like to call guest Devika from online. Are you ready? I'll share.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Ma'am, how many minutes do I have? 2 minutes, is it?
2 minutes, yes.
Okay. And the top.
So picture for you is this one. Can you guess?
I can't see the picture.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Maybe you could just turn the laptop to the picture. I can't actually see it unless you screen share.
No, it is visible to us.
No, I can't see anything.
Brother, you could just mention the fruit since Devika is unable
What?
to see it.
Can you see it, Mr. Jagannathan? The picture?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm not able to see anything at all. I can only see a gallery view.
Okay, Devika, the name of the fruit is watermelon. Watermelon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have to talk about watermelon.
Tell me when I can start.
Yeah, you can start now.
Hi, dear friends. As a little kid, there was a riddle that somebody asked me. They said, oh, you're living in a huge green palace and you've had pink upholstery and pink curtains and pink sofas. And you're a little black person walking around it. And it's all mushy inside. So what fruit is it? And I thought about it. It can't be a custard apple. Definitely not, because it's white on the inside. And then, yes, I guessed, hey, that must be a watermelon. And yes, it was a watermelon, and I was right. And today, I've been asked to speak about a watermelon. Watermelon has to be one of my favorite fruits, especially because I spent about 3 decades of my life in a warm city like Chennai. Not even warm, it's a hot city like Chennai. Which better fruit could bring you that phenomenal coolness on a warm day? Yes, a lovely, fresh, chilled watermelon, either sliced and eaten or mixed, juiced, and sipped through a straw or just drunk with your mom. Wonderful watermelon. Thank you, nature, for this beautiful fruit, which remains fresh for a long time without a refrigerator and can be kept outside and still is lovely and chill on the inside. Something that all of us could learn from the watermelon is to be chilled out in life and lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devika. So next, I would like to call our ADCP Arshad. Arshad. Sorry, Arshad. Sir, are you ready?
Arshad is here, but he's on mute. We could move on to someone else.
Okay. Right there. Then I would like to call Toastmaster Prasanavani. So it is an indoor game.
Thank you, Topic Master, for this table tennis topic. I was prepared to take up table topic, but it's only table word right now. Still, I mean, a table tennis as a table word. Let me try to speak something on it. The first thing that comes to my mind when I heard about table tennis is my childhood friend. She was an ace table tennis player. She's played with the likes of Sharat Kamal, and she went up to the national level. But then, due to family commitments, she had to stop it later. I often feel sports as a career needs to be worked upon in a country like India. We lose many talented sports personalities, because of commitments, either educational or work related or family related. We should take examples from countries like China, Germany, or Japan, who give equal importance to sports, who have exclusive sports schools to coach children, and also help them make a living out of it. If we could follow their examples, I'm sure India would also go on to win many more medals in Olympics, Commonwealth, and every other sports. Right now, the only sport people think is worth pursuing are cricket and off late chess after the recent chess Olympiad. We ought to give equal importance to the old time sports like Silambam, Kabaddi, our traditional sports, and try to take it on in the national forum and let people excel in it. That would go a long way in ensuring a healthy India and a healthy future for all of us. Thank you, Topic Master.
Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Raghunath, sir. Sir, are you ready? Raghunath, sir? Sir, please unmute yourself. Yes,
Oh,
topic.
sorry, I got disconnected in between. My apologies for that.
Sir, these are indoor appliances which we are using routinely.
Washing machine?
Yes, sir. Very good. Yes, sir, absolutely. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Washing machine is something which is very, if you equate to the life, it's something which has helped the life of a lot of people or made the life easy, especially which is when you have a very hectic life. But what usually happens is these machines has actually made our life mundane, actually. And there are a lot of innovations which comes in, especially these machines. So to me, it's something where you make your life easy, but something which about washing machine and me, it's something which I'm still not able to relate as such. Yeah, over to you. Sorry.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call guest Muttayan in online mode.
Okay. Anuradha, the guest is not here. We can move on.
Okay.
Muttayan is not in the meeting.
Okay. Then I'd like to call Toastmaster Venkatesan, sir. Venkatesan, sir, are you ready, sir?
Yes, yes. Honestly, it clicks me only it's out of game. It's very difficult for me to recognize the picture. Can you explain what is the picture? Hello?
I myself forgot. Rugby, yes, sir, rugby.
Rugby. Thank you for nice topic, table topic master. I don't like rugby because that game is very aggressive game. I have noticed rugby very often rugby in sports channel. It is really aggressive. The ball passing is right to left and other things are very good, but the analytical skills of the player is good, but they need the physical power. They are using it only the physical power in rugby is there. Whereas if you take an example of soccer, hockey, 11 players, even for cricket and all, you need some intelligence, some analytical skills. For example, everybody will talk about the cricket is a lazy game. According to me, cricket is not a lazy game. The 150-kilometer speed delivery, the batsman is thinking fraction of seconds and he's making either square cut or hook or straight drive. You can take great examples of Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli and all. Like that, sports, outdoor game sports are good analytical skills and other things are there. Like you can take examples of tennis also. Tennis also, you need a power, strength and analytical skills. Then only you can achieve, you can succeed in the sports career. Normally, outdoor game helps you to maintain your physique. That is, you cannot last long that. For example, yesterday, Roger Federer, my favorite tennis player, he announced his retirement, 24 years, successive careers with the 20 Grand Slam he won. I would like to conclude that indoor game also is very good. Indoor game, you can select your analytical skills like chess and other things. I don't like rugby outdoor games because of its aggressiveness. Over to the table topic, Master.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call Toastmaster Rajesh Shahu. Yes, topic for you is some battery.
Energy,
Power plants.
power plant.
Yes, the topic for you is power plant.
Power plant, it's a difficult topic for me. Is there anything else that I can take?
Yes, definitely, I'll give you. Here's a food.
Key. One key. Thank you. Right. Inside. Funny. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So Frankie is basically a junk food. It's so it is famous in Mumbai. So you go to Hyderabad or Delhi or Mumbai, any place you will get Frankies. But I suggest you should not eat Frankies. Instead, you eat some good, healthy, food. Frankie, I have eaten in Hyderabad, which was made up of maida base instead of wheat base. So the wheat base Frankie is better than the maida base, and the inside whatever they give the material, it should be fresh. So even if you are eating it, you should check that and eat. That's it. I can tell you frankly.
So next, I would like to call Toastmaster Venkatesan. Sir, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here. Not sure I'm ready or not.
So there's a drink for you.
Iced tea.
Yes, sir. You're right. You can carry on with your ice tea.
To be very frank, I'm not a great lover of tea, as you already know. A guy from Tamil Nadu, from South down, from Madurai. I'm a fond lover of coffee. In my early years in my professional career, when I moved and when I went to Finland, I got an opportunity to know about iced coffee and iced tea. I was wondering, and sometimes even I felt how foolish they are. Being in a country like Finland, they prefer having iced tea and iced coffee. The country where the temperature goes down less than minus 10 degrees Celsius in a normal winter or early winter days, they prefer having this kind of drinks. Whenever I have traveled in countries like this, I always felt like, though it is very cliche, my country is the best. We have a lot of varieties of food and drinks to have and to enjoy in all types of seasons. As someone mentioned, Ms. Devika mentioned about watermelon, it was, I was drooling really when she was explaining and demonstrating about the watermelon, eating watermelon and having juices. And when I saw Madurai, my hometown, in one of the table topics, it all renews me about the jigardanda. Many of you might have heard, some might have tasted it. So those all memories override and completely take over from this kind of drinks like iced tea or iced coffee. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I could have given you the mother city for you. That's not. Okay, right. Last speaker, table topic speaker is Sugar. Sugar. So this is color, the topic for you today. Okay, one second. Let me think. It is purple. Purple. You have the privilege to talk on any color.
Thank you so much. Right. Okay, colors gives us good sights to the eyes. We have seen that we have seen rainbows in our childhood. So when there is both rain as well as sun, I usually go up to the stairs and look at the rainbow. So what a beautiful colors are! As I mentioned, it gives the insights and beautiful pleasure to the eyes. So it makes our day. When we wake up, we just go and check our bureau and see what sort of color dress which we are going to wear today to give attraction to others, to give us self-confidence. So more specifically with colors, right from our childhood days, we used to draw, we used to color the paintings or whatever we have done. It gives us that happiness. So looking at colors, I have felt right from childhood is it gives us that happiness and the pleasure, or not getting a right word to use. Thank you. It's a difficult topic to speak.
So with this, I am winding up the table topic to speak. Thank you, sir.
We have some fun. Now it is another critical session. Toastmasters gives a very good platform for getting the constructive feedback. And then there, now it is for the GE to take over and then run the evaluation system. Over to Toastmaster Ranka.
So next we move on to the qualitative aspect of Toastmasters, where we will get a feedback about the speeches that happened earlier. So to start the first evaluation, we have DTM Thomas. So he was the vice president of communications in Ashok Leyland, and we later on became Okay, that means, Hindu group. After that, he's been an active member in one of the NGOs, telling them or doing their annual reports and newsletters. So when I asked him about the theme of the day, he mentioned that comforting words for an errand or one in doubt, spoken by a doctor, a teacher, and a parent, as well as a motorist when you went and ran his motor vehicle. Over to you.
Thank you very much, G. First of all, congratulations to Master Renu for fending off 9 attacks on your citadel and not getting hurt, not getting relationships spoiled or egos hurt or even getting disqualified. Very well done. Broadly, I must say this, my evaluation is only about how she fended off and not about her speech as is required by the plan. What did Toastmaster Renu do? She used the ammunition of logic. Why logic? When there is a disruption, in the normal course, it is because of a difference of perception. So when there's a difference in perception, how do you reconcile before you agree finally? How do you come to a common ground? That common ground, that common language is logic. You first of all, let our steam out, those who are eager to jump at you when you asked a question and gave us a chance to answer. Very clever. Then you used logic how you restated what President Nawani said to make sure that you are on the same ground. Then you gave logical answers. When Shankar asked about whatever, you said then was joint family, now it is nuclear family. Very well done. Third, you talked about your experience. You said, this is what happened to me. Ask God if you do differently. You know, that's a very powerful way of answering. Fourth, you said it was almost like an appeal. What I'm trying to tell you is, again, you are giving a little more ground for you to play with when you say that. And lastly, once again, you manage time. Once I got worried, but you managed time and you're well with the chance. Having said that, what could be done differently? A few thoughts. One, you could start up by saying, you know, I'm going to talk about you, reveal or not. I'm going to talk for about 8 minutes. Then you have all of 7 minutes to ask all your powerful questions. After you say that, unless, you know, it's such a, such a shameless guy, they wouldn't bother you. Try this next time. Secondly, you could compliment, like Toastmaster Sharavanan did. You could compliment the questions. That's a very good point. I didn't actually think about it. Valid. However, then you can launch it. So they feel mighty. You buy them. You buy them really. Right. Third is when there's an attack, if you can stalemate that, then and there, don't give another chance for another move. That will help you. For example, when I asked about coming early and wasting time, you sidestep and give the example of Toastmasters. You could have pursued and answered, and then you look at the finish that you managed because of my politeness, if I say so. So broadly, these are my 3 thoughts. But overall, you built a citadel. You fended it so well with the logic of logic. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Thomas. Our next evaluator will be Toastmaster Priyadarshan. She has represented Medley in the division level as well as the district. And she is fond of parasailing. She hasn't done bungee jumping yet. Have you, Toastmaster Priya? And her favorite author is Ricky Lakshman. And when I asked her about the topic of the day, she says, it's the theme is okay. Trying to escape from a situation is not always a solution. In this fast and furious life, it's better to learn to adjust and simply say, it's okay, and move on. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Movie 96 was a trendsetter. All those who watched it felt it rekindled their spirits. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Pravda's this speech wasn't just a speech for me. I felt it was a movie where there were varied characters, especially these college goers who had so much of fun in their life. And this whole movie was voice dubbed by Toastmaster Pravda. When she brought in her friend who pulled her out of that nutshell, that's when I realized this is not a real, but it's your life. COVID had taught us a new lesson. This is a new normal, and this is how we are going to stay. But when the ban was lifted, everyone longed for more life. And that's when this reunion came into picture and became a massive hit. Who was the hero of this movie? Not a hero, a superhero. He played the role of scientist, artist, mason, a normal human. A phenomenal way of showcasing the dentists. They were stories, and I felt these doctors are not less than any Chanakya. You are ready to kill a germ to make it bleed and put these bridges under construction. Very fun-filled story. To this hit movie, here is my one and only one recommendation. You played a video which ran for a few seconds. And in that video, I saw all of y'all were laughing. And you deprived us of that laughter. If you would have allowed us to hear to it, we too would have enjoyed. You could have seen the big smile in everyone's face. And might be we too would have followed that YouTuber friend of yours. In total, this movie had a superhero, emotion, and a good story. If you could have just brought in a little bit of volume to that video, it would have been really helpful to all of us. It is said, how much of a big we grow, how much of a far we go, memories are like this diary that we all want to carry. It was a truly happy reunion movie for me. Best of luck for your future stories. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. That was a lovely evaluation. Next, we move on to Toastmaster Shankar. Toastmaster Shankar, he works for a multinational, and he also runs an NGO taking care of underprivileged children. What a noble. When I asked him about the theme of the day, he says it's not okay for everything. Over to you, Toastmaster Shankar.
It's one of the brilliant projects which I ever seen in the Toastmasters. Let me tell you why. Because when I joined the Toastmaster probably 2 years ago, all the project or most of the project, it's the one-way communication where the speaker come and present. They'll go. But this project is a special. What's special? It is the interactive. It is two-way of communication. That is the one which I like it. Because as a Toastmasters, we fail in this place, not outside. Because we are today is the leader, or tomorrow will be the better leader. With this, let me analyze what are the things which I love the way the Toastmasters are around. First of all, Toastmasters are around, you have a strong content which connected with the audience very well about money, financial independence, layoff. In case layoff, what could happen? Term insurance, health insurance.
financial independence at the age of 45 years. You have a clear set of the guidelines what to do. And the second thing which I love is that the way you ask the questions to the audience. By opening the question itself, the audience travel with you. And second very important thing is that I guess you already spread the news to the audience that you need to ask the questions in a way that I see that most of the audience have asked the questions. And the third is that the way that the two quotes which were phenomenal. The one quote is that the for employer, employee is just like a ID card. And also you quoted with the Narayanamurthy quote, which about love the don't love the company, love the job, which was really phenomenal. And third is that attend the questions with the audience. Whenever whenever the multiple questions arise at the same time, let's say when I was asking the questions, you asked, you talk, Shankar, I will come back with you. So that is the way you handle the audience. And after that, you ensure that you come back with me and answer my questions. That is the real one. And fourth and last, which was the mind-blowing, which I see that it's the humor element. What I see that whenever it is a two-way communications, you need to inject the humor so that now the audience always travel with you. These are the things which I see that positive on your speech. Where you could improve is that I see that you are showing with the, I think, yellow color, you have the time to complete data. Here you see that was some of the silent type, the audience, probably you may throw the questions to them and also ask them to travel with you. Overall summary was a great speech. I really love the way you prepared. Probably you could involve or you can take the journey with your silent type of participant. I think all the speech will be the effective speech. OTG.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar. Now we will move to the detailed reports of the tag team. First, I would like Toastmaster Jagan to present his report.
Yes, before that, to whoever doing the voting, all the evaluators are qualified. The speakers, I'll quickly start with the speakers. Toastmaster Renu took 15 minutes, 29 seconds. Toastmaster Pravda took 7 minutes, 13 seconds. Speaker 3, Saravanan, took 14 minutes, 29 seconds. Directly going on to their evaluators, I'll come to the table topic master speakers. The evaluator 1, Thomas, took 3 minutes, 21 seconds. Evaluator 2, Priya, took 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Evaluator 3, Shankar, took 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Coming to the table topic speakers, I've shared the list of qualified speakers to Dinakaran already. So I'm not going to mention who are qualified or who are disqualified. So DTM Sampath took 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Guest Shreya took 48 seconds. DTM Guru took 1 minute 49 seconds. Guest Devika took 1 minute 44 seconds. Prasannavani took 1 minute 25 seconds. Raghunath Nair took 1 minute 4 seconds. Venkatesan took 2 minutes 1 second. Rajesh took 1 minute 11 seconds. Venkateshan took 1 minute 43 seconds. Suhail took 1 minute 6 seconds. Now, in addition to this, I've also noted down the other role players. For example, the Sergeant at Arms, as per the agenda, has 3 minutes. He spoke for 1 minute 45 seconds. The presiding officer, as per the agenda, has 7 minutes. He spoke for 8 minutes 28 seconds. The Toastmaster of the day, as per the agenda, in the initial part of it, has 8 minutes, and he spoke for 4 minutes and 2 seconds. The G, while introducing the tag role players, has about 7, as per the agenda, has about 7 minutes. The G took about 8 minutes 17 seconds. Over to the G.
Thank you for the extensive report, Prime Jagannathan. Next, I would like to call upon our first timer, Dr. Sandhya, to present the unaccounted report.
Thank you so much for the experience. It wasn't easy as I thought it would be. Hearty congratulations for all the clear speeches first. DTM Guru Prasad, Toastmaster Prasannavani, Toastmaster Venkatesan, and Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Once used filler words, but, well, so, okay. Toastmaster Renu, Toastmaster Sarvan. Hearty congratulations, very close to clear speech. Once used filler sound, Toastmaster Pravada, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Venkat Sesh, Toastmaster Shankar. Again, Adi, congratulations. Very close to clear speech. So, 3 times, Toastmaster Sampath and Toastmaster Dinakaran. 2 times, Toastmaster DTM Thomas and Toastmaster Shankar. Guest Devika, excellent with only 3 and. Hearty congratulations once again. Toastmaster Anuradha, and so twice. Guest Shreya, Toastmaster Raghunath, Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu, and Toastmaster Suhail are +5 times. Best wishes to all. Happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you for the extensive report, Dr. Sandhya. Next, we'll have our Toastmaster Venkat Palli, who will give us a Grenadian report for today.
Good afternoon again. Let us congratulate Dr. Pravada, Devika, Priya, and Shankar. They have his word of the day phenomena. Thank you, sir. And coming to the good sentences. Yes. Toastmaster Renu. I like so many sentences, but a few of them like to lead by himself, intellectual development, parenting is a good relation. Parenting is a good leadership role, and leader, a teacher, and many other. She said, and Dr. Pravda, the most memorable of the year for her, and age of camouflage, and pouring plastic of Paris, managing and convincing patients, and Toastmaster Saravana. He has a lot of things IT field, which are I came to know abbreviation of the FIRE. Financial independence, retire early, emergency fund. Thank you, sir. And Sampath sir. Good enough item to share about is the table of and architecture of intelligent, sorry, architecture of India, and DTM Guru. Sorry, he has not used anything. And Devika, she has used phenomenal, and wonderful watermelon, chill out in life. And Prasanna is a Commonwealth traditional sports and healthy India, health of future India. Raghunath Nayak, sometimes make life easy. And Venkatesha use analytical skills a couple of times. Power, strength, outdoor, maintain the physique. And Venkatesha use as part of table topic. My country is the best. When he visited Germany, he felt that. Thank you, sir. And yes. And Toastmaster Ranga used qualitative aspect of speeches as part of this introduction. He has used this. And logic of logic. Thomas sir used it. Let us steam out. And Priya, there are many things. A new normal and trendsetter, and okay. And Shankar, brilliant project, 2 ways of communication. Today's leader too. Yeah, sorry. As a Toastmaster, today's leader, tomorrow is better leader. Thank you.
Extensive report, Toastmaster. Thank you. I think we are just on time. I would love to now present my G report. The Sergeant at Arms started off right on time. He made announcements and spoke about the do's and don'ts of the Toastmasters. The President introduced the dignitaries, called out the guests to speak out, and spoke about the membership, the DCP, the club success plan, pathways, and the upcoming club contest. So the speeches were very natural and easy flowing, although two of them were of the same from the same pathway. But still, the members took active part in it, and they played a very important role in the members completing their particular projects. TT was slightly different, in a slightly different mode, and it was not too easy for people to recognize the TT topics, but with a little bit of help, it was fun, and there was active participation from all members. Once the table topic was mentioned to them, the tag role players, they did a phenomenal job, and the first time we'd like to congratulate the first timer for the R counter, Dr. Sandhya, who did a good job. And coming on to the evaluations, it was as per the project manual as well as the project objectives. So they were well taken care of by the seasoned evaluators. From my side, the only thing that I could think of was there are many technical glitches which could have been taken care of. Hopefully, this will be the end of it within the next week. I think from October, we are going to be having a completely offline and in physical meetings. So this problem may not arise. And the other thing that happened was I noticed that there was some movement while the speakers were giving their speeches. So we would request people to just sit in one place so that it doesn't disturb the speakers as well as the audience. Apart from that, I think we have done a fantastic job, and I would like to hand this over to our president, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Professor Ranga. Please give a big round of applause for two. A well-conducted session, I would say. And see the time, 4:57. We are almost on time. So we had 3 good speeches and a creative TT session as well. And whenever I remember, whenever I see purple color, I definitely remember Dr. Ananda. So I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the first-time role players. And I have never seen an R counter with the scribbling pad right in front of the audience. That's well done. And then I would like to recognize the first-time role player of Dr. Anuradha as well. You are also playing the first time, right? As a team. Now it's time for us to, get the feedback from the guests. Guest Raya, can you please share your feedback?
Thank you all for having me today here. And today's session was very insightful. I got to see all of you great speakers and how you've taken up each topic so passionately and spoken about it. And hopefully I get to see you all more often.
Thank you. Do you have any other guests online?
We have guest Devika Toastmasters. Yes, Devika.
Yeah, guest Devika.
Yeah, you can introduce yourself and give a feedback about the meeting and the club.
Thank you, everyone. And I've been out of Chennai for some time, but it just so happened that I happened to see, I was looking out for joining a Toastmaster club in and around my place in Bangalore here. And I'm still on your group. So I happened to have a ping and I saw your message at that time. I said, let me just go online. And that's how I'm here. It was a wonderful meeting. I'm so happy that I came here, but I'm also so sad that this is going to be, I think, the last meeting that I am going to attend. If I am in Chennai, I would definitely come and see you all. Are you still meeting at the Indiranagar Club? Because that's where I used to come about 2.5 years back. Wonderful meetings, wonderful speeches today. Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to have been here and witnessed the wonderful speeches and the tabletop topics as well. And my thanks to the grammarian, the timer, and everybody who's organized this meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your feedback. And we definitely meet at Indiranagar. And in case if you come to Chennai, please come and visit us.
Definitely.
And if you join as a member.
Yeah, we have another guest, guest Kupuswamy.
Yeah, so my name is Kupusamy here. I was searching a lot of times about Toastmasters. This is the first time just I got the opportunity to join the Zoom call, even though this is the last call, I think so. Maybe I'll come back and meet you all face to face soon. So thank you very much for giving me and accepting me the Zoom call inside me. So just I joined 1 hour before. Sorry for the late. Thank you very much giving me the opportunities to speak in front of you all. Thank you.
Thanks for feedback. Please do join us. And if you go for Google and then search for Toastmasters, Medley Toastmasters will come in the first. If not, just search for Medley Toastmasters. It will come first. Okay, fine. So then, Toastmaster Arshad, Area Director.
I hope I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, it was a phenomenal session. I really enjoyed each and every part of the session. So many things I could even learn from the session too. So thanks again for this wonderful opportunity. And again, I would like to give advance congratulations, because in a couple of weeks I think you'll be reaching one of your milestone meeting. So hearty advance congratulations for that. And last but not the least, again, advanced, best wishes for your club contest, which is coming next week. So I hope everyone will rock in that one. And post that, you can, give your voluntary, your names for the area contest for, playing the area role also. So do, you can reach out to your president, or, you can directly reach out to me as well for, any clarifications regarding that. So all the very best, team. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you for your feedback. And please do visit us often, and please provide your feedbacks as well. Thank you. Now it's time for knowing who the best performers for today are. Let us see. Right. Yeah. So we will announce the best speaker for today. The speaker, Toastmaster Renu. Okay. Best role player, Toastmaster Anuradha. Best evaluation, evaluator goes to DTM Thomas. Best tag role player goes to Toastmaster Sandhya. The best TD speaker goes to guest Devika. This is for you. Whenever you come to Chennai, you can collect this. Okay. With this, we have come to the end of meeting number 696. And with the summary of this gavel, I declare meeting number 696 closed. Thank you. And I am stopping the recording. Yeah.
Sarvan, you have stopped it?
Yeah, we can. No, you can stop it. You can stop it. Yeah.